Why do you think that climate change is such an important topic for space activities, and how can space activities contribute to climate protection?
Since decades, Earth observation satellites provide fundamental information about our planet, about climate change and its effects. Data from space are essential inputs to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the IPCC, which in its recent report focused on how the physical science of climate change informs likely impacts under 5 different emission scenarios. More than 60% of the essential climate variables are coming from space. Space also contributes to mitigate the effects of climate change. Space-based applications are used for renewable energy, helping to farms and mining, transport people and goods, offering precious data for reducing the environmental impact of those activities. Satellites also allow to measure changes in sea level, ice cover, and atmospheric composition, which are all likely indicators of climate change. Space contributes to climate protection by providing data and information that can be used to develop and implement policies and technologies to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. For example, satellite data can support the development of renewable energy sources, such as wind and solar power, and to improve energy efficiency.
What is the European Space Agency doing in this direction, and what are the plans for the future?
The recent ESA Council meeting at ministerial level of November last year has approved several programs aiming at contributing to the fight against climate change and, more in general, to protect the environment. For example, Space for a Green Future, which is one of our accelerators, Future EO, our main backbone program in Earth observation, Green Transformation Information Factory, which are elements within the accelerator of Space for a Green Future, or missions like Truths or IELOS, which are contributing to climate change. But also decarbonization of the European spaceport in Kourou, with also the development of a green hydrogen system to fuel Ariane launchers. And I'd like to mention Solaris, the project for the generation of solar power in space that has got funding for studying its technical and programmatic feasibility. More in general, ESA plans to invest in the development of green technologies based on eco-design and life cycle assessments to be applied to all our new projects. This will support industry in innovating for eco-sustainable space products and systems, making them more competitive on the global marketplace. This requires a very strong collaboration with all the key actors of the space ecosystem. 22 public and private organizations have joined ESA last November 21st in Paris in signing a statement for a responsible space sector. This statement paves the way for common actions and concrete activities joining forces in fighting climate change and environmental challenges. And finally, ESA has undertaken the decarbonization of its own operations with the launch of the ESA Green Agenda across all its activities and establishments.
How do you see your active participation in the first ever global space conference on climate change? And what will your intervention be focusing on? What will be your main messages?
It is very important that the IF has decided to organize its annual GLOC event on space and climate change, and ESA will be very actively supporting the technical as well as the plenaries and global networking sessions. I will focus my intervention on the urgency that we are facing and the immediate response that space can provide to fight against climate change, monitor, mitigate and adapt. But I will also encourage all the key space players around the world to federate their efforts and to collaborate on the 3 areas mentioned before, and to reach out as much as possible to the possible users of space technologies and space-based services and applications. Our society is not yet fully exploiting the huge potential of space in this global endeavor. In this context, I'm happy to announce that GLOC 2023 will offer the possibility to enlarge the community of space actors, adopting the Statement for Responsible Space Sector with a signature event planned to take place during the conference.
The next generation will be one of the main protagonists at GLOC 2023. What would be your main message to this future generation on how space can be a good toolbox for climate action?
I do expect a great contribution coming from the next generation on the paradigm shift needed to continue the humankind presence on Earth. Space-based technologies such as solar power, satellites and carbon capture satellites have the potential to significantly reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Young scientists and engineers are ready to embed sustainability and environmental protection in their technical and scientific work, so contributing to find innovative solutions to the global challenges as climate change. I would encourage the next generation to continue to explore and invest in these technologies and to work collaboratively across sectors and countries to develop and implement innovative solutions for addressing climate change. Space is more than satellites and rockets. There are so many connections between sectors and organizations that can help tackle climate change and all the challenges that come with it. Thank you.